All right, we're back again and we're dealing with objections. The importance of this is monumental, okay? This substantiates your grounds for appeal, causes the alleged referee, the third-party, non-biased individual, to take cognizance that you're not just an average fucking numbie here, that you're about your game, that you will defend your life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness at all cost, and if that costs him his job for his egregious actions, that you are more than willing to hand him his ass in an appellate level, okay? So this is very, very important stuff. This is foundational. It's elementary. It's the basics that everybody should know. And we're going to continue on. These objections will pertain to asked and answered questions. If a lawyer attempts to unfairly emphasize a witness testimony about a particular fact by repeatedly asking questions that elicit the same answer, object. One, because it may lead the jury to think that this guy's onto something. It's a eureka moment, right? So we want to object from that. We don't want that conjecture being forced onto the jury where they've heard it time and time again. Remember, repetition normally leads to things sticking in people's mind, and we don't want them doing that. They're tampering with the jury, okay? And you can't hammer them with tampering with the jury for doing such, but you can object, and you should, okay? Don't let a lawyer keep asking repetitive questions that emphasize a fact contrary to what's best for your case. Say objection, asked and answered. Enough is enough. The judge should sustain your objection. Attempt to emphasize testimony about a particular fact by repeatedly asking the witness questions that elicit the same or substantially similar answer will be stopped if you object in a timely manner and the judge is doing his job. If you don't object, the lawyer will keep beating those dead horse facts until the facts are taken as true, no matter how unlikely they might be. Drumming witnesses for redundant answers to emphasize a fact is one method crooked lawyers use to unfairly influence the court. Object. And if the court fails to rule on your objections, move the court to rule. Either deny your objection and let the other side keep on, or sustain your objection and put a stop to the repetition. Either way, you will have made your record for appeal. Here's what to expect. Lawyers ask witness, what time was it? Witness answers, around supper time. Lawyers ask, so, it was nearly dark? Nearly, the witness responds. The light was fading? The lawyer drones on. Decidedly, the witness answers. What would you say? It was dusk? Would you say it was dusk? The lawyer goes on. Yes, I would say so, the witness replies. So the sun was going down. And here, if not sooner, you stand and say, objection, asked and answered. The judge should sustain your objection. Do this anytime a lawyer repeatedly asks questions trying to emphasize testimony by getting a witness to repeat a fact more than once or twice. Do it at trial, at evidentiary hearings, and at depositions. Some lawyers beat the evidentiary bushes this way just to keep the clock running so they can bill more hours and steal more money from their clients. The more time they spend, the more money they can demand. Remember, lawyers get paid upon controversy, not upon resolving situations or solutions. Others do it to emphasize facts they want admitted as evidence, facts that will tend to unjustly influence the court, facts that by repetition are likely to stand out in the minds of the court or the jurors, facts that aren't likely to do your case any good. You don't want the other side to emphasize unwanted facts, so you object. If the judge is a good judge, your objection will be sustained. The lawyers will be instructed, move on, counselor. You cannot stop the lawyer from asking questions. That's his job. After all, you want the same privilege, don't you? Asking questions is what we do when we have witnesses on the stand. But we don't want the lawyer using unfair tactics to influence the court and or timely objections. And our timely objections can stop them dead in their tracks, or at least make an effective record for an appeal if the judge commits the judicial error of allowing it to continue. Improve your odds. If you have a lawyer, don't trust him to object when needed. Many lawyers will not object because they are afraid to upset the judge. It's true. Trust me. I know lawyers who have sold their own clients down the river because they were afraid to get on the bad side of the judge. They basically don't want to shit where they sleep, all right? They'll have to be in front of next week, and the month after and for years to come during the rest of their career. It isn't right, but from reading the sad stories we receive by emails at the practice seems to be commonplace. Don't trust your own lawyer if you have one. To object when needed. Go the extra mile. Make certain. Command your lawyer if you have one. Don't pay for services you aren't getting. When an objection is due, make it and get the judge to rule. If you have a lawyer who won't object when an objection is called for, jab him in the side with a sharp stick and then let him know that you're going to fire his ass and possibly bring claim against him for ineffective assistance of counsel. This is something this book won't tell you because it was written by a lawyer. But I'm going to tell you, you jab that son of a bitch in the side and let him know, I'll nail your ass for ineffective assistance of counsel, you fucking lackey. You get your ass to work or I'm going to fire you and then bring claim against you. All right? If that doesn't work, stand your feet and say objection. So even if your lawyer isn't doing it, stand up and object yourself. Tell that judge that this son of a bitch is a lackey. He's a flunky that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and he's effectively fired. At the end of the day, if you lose, the lawyer will go home and his family and think little of it after all, while you will have to pay the piper. If your lawyer won't do his job, fire him and get another. I strongly recommend not getting a lawyer, but that's to each his own, all right? Before it's too late, cure the problems he will cause by allowing errors to pollute the record of your case. When we come back, we'll talk about badgering of witnesses and how you deal with that and how to object.